What's happening?
Making your way through work Monday takes everything you got. Then Monday night rolls around and you realize there's a shot. You're only 10 points away. All those times when your team had no fight, they're just so gosh darn frail. Then your star quarterback let another deep ball sail, and your third round pick bet on his team. Then go check out our streets where everybody knows your game, and they listen to complaints. You wanna be where you can see our bodies bring you no shame. You wanna go where everybody knows your pain.
Welcome back to Dad Bod Fantasy Squad. I'm here with Robbie. What's up, dude?
What's up, brother?
It's been a little bit, man, huh?
Yeah, we haven't a solo dolo together in a little while. Couple weeks.
I know. I feel like so this is first week back, and we already talked about this before. Like this whole week has been just a little weird for me, trying to catch up on all the stats and everything missing. But I'm ready for tonight's show. We got a lot of games to cover.
Yeah, I'm ready for tonight's game. So we've got to get through these.
Make sure we wrap it up quick enough.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one, dude. I'm excited.
Is this the big one that we've been hoping for?
I hope, for the love of God, give me a good primetime game because they've all been garbage.
All the games.
Tyreek talking all that ish, post game. I'm excited, man. I want to see what they do. Tua's playing, Waddle's playing. No major injuries that I can think of, really. So it's going to be a good one. Is Mixon playing?
Yes.
Okay, let's roll, baby. This could be a high scorer.
I'm rolling with the mug that has my name on it. Make sure I don't forget myself tonight. So we'll be good to go there.
In case he wakes up in a ditch, they know his name.
Mm-hmm. I have the coffee mug for it. It's
so my dad said to me. That's what my dad said to me. How I have my rib tattoo.
Wait, so he found out then?
Oh yeah, they. So I had it's. You haven't heard that story? I get through.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, let me give the background here real quick. We were in college. I think it was our freshman year. And Robbie comes in. He lifts up his shirt. And he's like, look what I got. And his parents didn't know. Yeah. So his parents didn't know. And like, it's been, we're 10 years out of school now. Like,
no, they knew that year. They didn't know when I got it. So we were going on vacation that summer.
They knew that year.
After school, we were going on vacation that summer. I had a softball game. Like 2 days before we left, we were going to a beach. So I'm like, I have to tell them before I'm on a beach with them. So I tell my mom, right? I'm like, Mom, I want to let you know I got a tattoo. And she was furious. Like in typical Italian parents, it's a sin to get tattoos on your body, all that kind of crap.
It's against
So I'm going to my softball game. In the game, my mom wouldn't talk to me the whole time. Go to my softball game. Did I tell you the story where I got hit in the face with the softball?
Wasn't that just recent?
No, it was that year. So I got hit in the face with a softball. I'm in the ER because they think I like split an artery. They're bringing the heart surgeon in to do surgery. My mom wouldn't look at me. I'm like, are you still fucking pissed about my tattoo? She's like, I can't look at your face. You look disformed. I was like, oh my God. It's like, okay, all right, I respect it. So after that, they didn't really care about the tattoo because I was kind of struggling. But it was an interesting day how they found out about my first tattoo.
Yeah, you didn't even know who you were, and the doctor's like, "Who are you? Who are you?" And there it is.
I looked at my shirt. My dad's like,
kidding.
"Is that in case you forget your name in college?" I was like, "I guess. I don't. Who knows? Sometimes that happens.
Depends on how much you drink."
You've seen me in a couple states.
One time just sitting still in your dorm by yourself like this.
Yeah, there's a couple good pictures.
Yeah, we'll have to pick them up and start off a show with them. But let's get into week 4. So, well, we already, I guess, not get into it. Continue where we left off from yesterday. We still have a couple 1 p.m., but mostly we're going to be covering a lot more of the 4 p.m., 4 p.m., and then the 8s. I'm just confused how many we left for you guys yesterday. For us, for how many we left for us.
It was, yeah, that's interesting, huh? We got a couple 1 o'clocks, and then we'll get through the late slate games into Monday.
Right. I think we just really screwed up on time last night. Okay, so let's not do that today, and we'll kind of hop into this. Let's start off with the Seahawks versus Lions. They start at 1 p.m. Rob, can you also, if you don't mind, have the spreads up so we can kind of, do a quick end of recap there?
Yeah, go keep talking. I'll pull them up.
Yeah, so the one question that you're posed in the notes here is Lockett a must start? And I want to give my thoughts on this because I am already eating crow when I said I don't think Lockett is going to do anything this year. I probably even said he was droppable in 10 team.
Yeah.
Hopefully not 12.
We all said it. Me, you, and Norton.
And he has changed his whole game. Like his whole game is different. And Gino likes him. And he's a PPR machine. Like it's not amazing, but it's a locked in wide receiver too. Maybe flex. For me, he is a must start in this game. And I'll tell you why. I don't expect I expect this. Now, I don't want to say high scoring, but there's going to be offense on this game. They're both 2 weak defenses. Mm-hmm. I have fears about DK for this week because he's going to have a tough matchup.
I'm not sold on DK like everybody else seems to be. I get he's getting targets, but he's doing nothing with them.
He also, and I expect Okuda to be on him, and Okuda has been lights out.
Yes, he has. He's been shutting down wide receiver ones.
JJ, Devonta Smith, and Terry McLaurin. Mm-hmm. Terry McLaurin, I think, did the best against him, but it was like 2 for 59 and a TD, maybe.
I thought it was 4, but I could be wrong. But still, regardless, like not a great day.
So if I don't think it's bold to say that I am benching DK if I have options available. Throughout the episode, let's come back to anybody that you're like, would you start DK over him? And then we'll kind of go from there. Because right now I don't off the top of my head have like, here's the guys, but we'll bring that back.
Sure.
Rashad Penny has been, this is
line. The line's interesting. It's -4 for Detroit.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Detroit's looked good.
Which I understand if Amon-Ra is playing.
Yes.
If he's not, it's an interesting line.
Okay. Well, before we go on to Detroit. Oh yeah. So there, I actually like that.
It's a lot.
Actually, it is a lot, but I like it. I was doing it backwards. So Detroit is giving up 4 points. Seattle is +4. Yeah.
Correct.
We'll talk at the end on what you would do after we kind of go over these players. But real quick, jumping back to Rashad Penny, he has looked every bit the part as a running back. He's running well. Last week, I think it was 12 for 60. But for fantasy, or right around there, for fantasy, it's been tough. He's not catching many passes, and you're kind of hoping for a TD. And they're throwing the shit out of the ball.
Yeah. Penny scares me, dude. I don't know how to. I have him in a couple leagues. I have him in a couple leagues because I think he's a great talent. Like he's very good. They're underutilizing him, but they're always behind, so they have to throw the ball. And he doesn't catch a ball. I mean, he can. They just don't throw to the running backs. We've seen it.
They kind of have put Ken Walker in that role. Not like crazy, but he typically has more targets than Penny every game, and he plays way less snap percentage.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we just don't. Maybe he is terrible at route running. Maybe he's terrible at catching the ball. But they don't like using him in that role at all.
And I think they're a part of it without them saying is he's probably a little bit. They don't want him to get hurt. I mean, I believe that. I think that they have to be like, well, let's manufacture 10 to 15. We'll keep him healthy for a while. He's had injury. He has an injury history, so. Mm-hmm. He cannot be in your starting lineup. Even this week, I'm not putting him in there because you're hoping for a touchdown. Now, if you're dealing with CMC, if you're dealing with we'll keep going on that too. But like, say CMC is ruled out this week. I think do not pick up one of those backs, slide in Penny into that starting spot if you have him.
I agree with that.
With the Lions side of things. So Amon-Ra did not practice today. DJ Chark did not practice today. And DJ Chark might have been like, no, that's Zay Jones. Sorry.
I think he was limited. No,
I think he did it. I don't think he practiced. I don't know. I am mixing up him and Zay Jones. Swift is, I'm almost positive Swift's not going to play. Amon-Ra, though, I'm over 50% sure he's probably not going to play too.
I would say that if I didn't see this line.
So you're just assuming, well, it could change. It's not locked in.
Yeah, but a lot of time it's a good indicator.
So, okay, let's say he's limited tomorrow. You're plugging him right in, right? I mean, Seattle's secondary is not good.
If he plays, you play him.
It could be a burn week for you.
Amon?
Yeah, I mean, like if he's dealing with an ankle injury, he might not get as many snaps. He might just kind of be a decoy out there.
Yeah, but against his back, the secondary, and just how they use him. Again, it's not like he's running. It's not like he's running full sprint downfield for a 50-yard bomb every play. So I still think he's valuable.
I do want to flip this, whether or not Amon plays. I am very high on TJ Hawkinson this week.
Is he going to play? He was hurt.
He practiced today.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah. He was out yesterday with a foot, did not practice, but today returned. Excuse me. I'm sorry. To me, he's going to be a big part of this offense. And we've seen it before. Him and Jared Goff do have a good connection, but Jared Goff has all these new friends and new weapons. He shelved TJ Hawkinson like freaking Andy with Woody. And guess where Woody's going to go this week?
Hawk's been, dude.
To the moon, Rob.
I've been saying this for years. Like, you and Brian love some Hawk. Like, I just don't think he's that good.
I think he's just going to get a ton of targets. Like, I would be very happy with 15 in the tight end landscape right now. Not targets.
If Amon doesn't play, are you interested in Reynolds?
No, I think I think the whole game shifts a little bit to what I expect to be kind of an offensive friendly game. If Amon is out, it becomes a closer to a ground and pound game. I think they lean on Jamal Williams. I think even Craig Reynolds gets some carries. I think it almost takes the shape of Baltimore and how they run an offense. Like they loved focusing and getting the ball to TJ Hawkinson when he was healthy last season. I know you hate on him, but that was their focal point, especially him and Swift. And like Swift was obviously dump offs a lot and some rushes.
Okay, so what receiver is going to get targets? Because it's not going to all be...
I think it's just going to be it's just none that I want to start.
Okay.
Like I think Reynolds was the only man there last year. He didn't do much. I think he came halfway through the season.
Well, Amon-Ra was eating it up.
Not in the beginning.
He was top wide receiver the last half of the year.
Josh Reynolds did nothing last season.
Not Reynolds. Amon-Ra.
Yeah, for half the season he ate up targets. But what were they doing before that? Before TJ Hawkinson went out, before Swift went out?
A lot of Swift
and Hawk.
Okay. I don't hate it. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get where you're going. Hawkinson's a good play this week, especially if Amon-Ra doesn't play. I get it.
I don't think you believe that.
Yeah, I mean, if I have options, I'm playing the other option. I just don't like Hawkinson.
Really? What? Okay,
Yeah.
So like, I guess Gerald Everett would be another one that I would like probably consider because I think he's
a tough one for me this week with Herbert. I mean, Herbert's hurt.
Herbert supposedly got a full practice in.
So?
Okay. Just thought I would throw it out there.
He was practicing last week.
TJ Hawkinson had 84 targets through 12 weeks last season.
What did he do with them?
583 and 4 TDs, baby. 61 receptions. I mean,
it's not bad. Yeah.
No. I think that puts him right at but this sort of stat line, in this economy, is great
in this economy. Yeah, I agree. What if you have him in Njoku?
Njoku didn't practice today, so easily Hawkinson.
Okay.
You didn't even know that, did you?
What's wrong with that guy?
I don't know. He's always hurt.
All right, let's keep moving.
Hold on. I wanted to. TJ Hawkinson through 12 weeks was tight end 3, and then he got hurt. So enough of your slander here, okay?
Okay. All right, that's fair.
Had to pull that up. All right. Obviously Jamal Williams is probably he should be in your starting lineup. At minimum, I would put him in a flex, even in PPR. But let's go to the Chargers and Texans. And as Brian has it, bolt up, bitches. What's the spread on this game? Oh, wait. Who are you taking Seahawks Lions with a 4? You go Seahawks?
Ugh. Man, it all depends on Amon Ra for me, to be honest with you.
Like, well, that changes the spread.
It'll shift it. Like this will not be the line come kickoff.
So you currently are Seahawks.
The over-under is 48.
That's more than I would expect. Yeah, I'm Lions -4.
I think I'm Lions.
All right, so going back to Chargers Texans. Keenan Allen was seen leaving the practice field with a trainer today. So that is not good.
Keenan
got back out there, left, assuming
I just
re-injured that hamstring.
Oh no. It's -5 LA.
That's, man, after them getting their smackety.
Yeah,
you'd
dude,
think
but
that'd be a little
Houston's
closer.
not good.
Yeah. So let's kind of I actually want to address this in the sense of if Keenan does not play, because I feel this is coming. And we can kind of do both. So like Mike Williams, if Keenan does not play, obviously starting. Here's the question. If Keenan does play, is he falling to your bench now?
Who? Mike Will?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. So you're still plugging him in.
Yeah, I'm still playing him. Yeah, I'm still playing him.
Not me. But I've never been in on the Mike Will hype.
Neither have I. He's
been bad.
I mean, it all depends on like who you got. Because if you have Mike Will,
he's wide receiver 49, and that was with the game that he did well with without Keenan.
Yeah. I mean, what if you have him and like Elijah Moore? Obviously, Darnell Mooney's like probably droppable.
It could be tough.
You know what I mean? Like that's.
But like, what if you picked up Richie James? Sounds gross. But
Greg Dortch.
Greg Dortch, right?
Yeah.
Rondale Moore.
Dude, I'm starting Greg Dortch this week over DJ Moore.
But you don't feel that way about Mike Williams just because of Herbert? Is this a Herbert thing?
Yeah, Herbert's I think it is more of a Herbert thing, but he's hurt. I'd have to really think on it, to be honest with you. It's an interesting one, yeah.
I'm if you have other options for flex, if Keenan is playing, I am sitting Mike Williams. I am definitely plugging in Mike Will with no Keenan, even though 1 week he did well, the other he didn't, but the whole offense was kind of off last week. And that's the week he didn't do well.
Fair statement. Fair statement, Willie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm kind of bouncing around things.
I got you. Yeah, he does go off when he goes off, but when he does not go off, he does not go off. So he's a boomer bust. He always kind of has been. I mean, for me, he's been very boomer bust.
And last year was like, we talked about this preseason, man. There was like some really bad blown coverages last season. And it's weird because we also talk about the fact that Mike Williams is just not used right in this offense. And Staley's actually a pretty good coach. This coach that I like, not used right. And it doesn't seem to be changing. Gerald Everett is another one that I want to talk about. He's actually got one of the best matchups this week for the tight end position. Again, like what I guess the question is like, all these tight ends suck. So if you don't have Kelsey Andrews, I would hope that you have Everett and Hawkinson are easily in my lineup this week.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how I mean, it's hard not to play Everett just like you said, man. It's tough out there for tight ends. Like nobody's producing. Everett's been producing. How do you sit him?
And if no Keenan Allen is there, I'm absolutely he's plugged in. Absolutely. Yeah. But I mean, I'm doing it anyways.
Yeah. I'm still playing him if Keenan plays.
I am too. Absolutely. Yeah. Are you nervous about Eckler at all?
No.
No nerves.
Even his rushing has been terrible, but he's still producing. Just with his receptions, like his receptions alone keep him relevant. Yeah, and when the running starts coming, like he'll be fine.
I agree. I think I was talking with Cody. He was trying to figure out if he should make a trade for him. And when you look at his stats, Eckler's, they have been horrific. I mean, all around efficiency hasn't been great. Even his catches are just very mediocre. For fantasy, he still finishes at like running back 13 or something right now. 12. I don't have it right in front of me. And like, I mean, how do you, this is, God bless it. How do you avoid that? Like, I don't know.
He's been bad. Like he's been bad, but he's still RB 12.
Right. So that's his floor. That's his floor is my mind. He doesn't have a touchdown yet.
Yep.
Man, I when I said Mike Williams was wide receiver 49 currently, that was 2020's numbers. I'll have it open. I'll have it open soon. We talked about last night. If Herbert is in, you pretty much have to start him, but like it makes you nervous. Is there anybody on Houston that you're playing? Like, are you still is Cook still in your lineup? Like, what are you doing on Houston?
I still think Cooks is playable.
Let's hear it.
I love me some Dame, dude. You know,
here it is.
You know, I love me some Dame.
Last week was the most encouraging week for him.
Every week is better and better, man. Let him get his feet wet. He's still
not catching anything.
It's okay. It'll come.
Like if he didn't score a touchdown last week, wouldn't he just have 8 points? 9?
But he did. Rex Burkhead isn't doing anything anymore. He's no concern, just like I said. And now let this offense figure out how good he is, and they're just gonna check down to him because everybody else sucks. So
you're already like you were victory lapping preseason.
Yes.
Poor week 1.
He didn't play.
Week 3,
he's a rookie.
Week 3 was better. Good.
Week 2 was better. Week 3 was great. Let's get this going.
Wait, week 2 was better. What did he do?
And week 1.
Well, two, it had to be.
That's what I'm saying. He's progressing every week. He's gonna be. He had like 80 yards week 2.
I cannot get these numbers up, and it's driving me crazy. But I will be back with more Dameon Pierce slander. Here we go.
Yeah, the fucking slander.
He 15 for 69 in week 2.
Yeah, that's great.
It's not bad. 4.6.
Let him do his thing, baby.
Oh, is he cooking?
He's ready to cook.
So to your point,
he's at a simmer right now.
Bosa is on IR. This whole defense, what I thought was the best defense in the league, lost some key players this past week.
Yep.
So you're right. I mean, like they're hurting defense. Running back is just as poor as tight end has been this year. I was even looking at some of the running backs comparison from years past. And I mean, 2021 and 2022 have both been horrendous through 3 weeks compared to, I don't know, let's say something like 2019. Like our running back 1, Saquon Barkley, was, I want to say RB6, RB7, where he stands now through 3 weeks in 2019. Like that's how much better those running backs were, or how much more involved, whatever you want to say, were in the game in 2019 alone. So it's been bad. And Dameon Pierce is definitely somebody that you're okay with having him at RB2 currently, because I mean, unless you're stacked, you got J-Rob, you got Eckler. I probably flex aside, you have to go those two over Dameon Pierce, but most situations
this was the year of fade
RB. Yeah.
Unless it quickly switches, but no, we keep talking about it this week. No RB drafted in the first round is producing at that level.
So where are you going here on the Chargers or Texans with the -5 spread?
I still think you go Chargers.
I go Chargers too. Let's go to Jets, Pittsburgh.
I'm surprised that line's not higher. That's kind of a slap in the face of the Chargers.
What's the line? Well, Herbert's
5.
bringing the line down.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a tough line. They just lost to Chicago.
Yeah, and Chargers just got smoked by Jacksonville.
It's true.
Smoked.
True.
And Herbert did not look like himself, so I think that's where it's putting it. Let's go to Jets, Pittsburgh, where Brian has 4 poop emojis next to this game. Let's talk about the Jets first, because I think this is the one that we need to provide as much insight as we can.
Pittsburgh -3.5.
I don't know. Interesting. Pittsburgh's been looking rough.
Yes, they do. They do not look good.
Jets side.
Yes.
Garrett Wilson has looked great.
Yep.
Elijah Moore has disappeared.
Yeah. His route participation, how much he's on the field and stuff is encouraging to me. I think the targets are going to come. He had a decent week this week. Nothing crazy, but he was more involved. I'm interested. Again, I've said it a couple times. This week's going to be a big week for this New York Jets offense to see how it's going to play out with Zach Wilson.
Yeah. I mean, like you're getting week one. Oh, yeah. That's weird that we were on the same page. I'm wondering, maybe I go about this our podcast a little bit differently and kind of do the skip where he's just like, He's a creepy dude, man.
I don't like me.
All right. Not to get too. So Elijah Moore be on your bench till further notice. Garrett Wilson, you're probably flexing, but like, there's a little bit of me that like this is going to indicate I don't feel comfortable with any of these pass catchers on this offense until I see Wilson do anything.
Yeah, I don't know how we talked about it a couple times this week. Like, what are you doing with the Jets this week? I don't fucking know, dude. Like, I really don't. It's a week that if you can avoid playing any of these players, I would. Just to see everybody. If I can avoid playing the Jets, if I can avoid playing them, I would. Unfortunately, probably a lot of people can't afford to not play Brees. I'm one of them. He's going to play in 2 of my leagues. But you don't know if the checkdowns are going to keep coming. You really don't. He's made a lot of his value has been in his targets, his catches, that kind of stuff.
I actually am excited for Brees this week. I think this game's going to stay close. I think they're going to ease Wilson in. I even think Michael Carter might be a nice little play too.
41.5 over, which is
So like I'm
low.
I'm a really big fan of Brees this week. Steelers let up, I want to say it was 130 rushing yards to Nick Chubb last week. Am I wrong about that?
I mean, it's Nick Chubb.
They have no Watt. Well, it's Brees Hall, man. He's a big prospect.
Did you just put them in the same conversation?
I'm just saying, like,
it's Nick
Chubb. Prospect. Jesus, dude. Put your Chubb away.
It's fully out. It's full Chubb.
So this is a good matchup for Brees. I actually am plugging him in. I am against what you're saying on if I can avoid. I am looking for spots to plug him in. I think this is a good week for him. This may even be the Brees breakout game.
I hope.
And that has alliteration except for game. Let me think. Brees breakout. I can't think of it. Almost alliteration. Tyler Conklin has been weirdly good on this offense. Now, this is one of those things, though. Like, if they're this part, I do agree with you. I am trying to. The Everetts, the Hawkinsons. I am starting over Conklin, but I do love to see. Man, I keep calling for a Tunyon 3 TD game, and
7 targets.
Week. It's getting there. It's getting there. We're getting real close. Would you start Tunyon over Conklin?
I think so.
New England hasn't been awful defensively, but Tonyan does have a better matchup than some of these wide receivers. I don't want to get into that until we get into the game, but yeah, I think I go Tonyan as well. On the Pittsburgh side, there's like it's pretty simple, right? I mean, Najee, you're not benching. He's been pretty good for fantasy. Deontay has been pretty good for fantasy. And Freiermuth, outside of last week, he's been great for fantasy. But last week, he didn't receive his first target until there was like 2 minutes left in the game.
What I will say on that is from every statistics that I've seen, JOK is the best linebacker on tight end coverage. And so is John Johnson is the best safety on coverage against the tight end.
Who's Browns play this week?
Atlanta.
Ooh.
But JOK might miss.
Oh. I have him as, it shows the second best on PFF. Yeah.
Okay. I thought he was one, but
TJ Edwards on Philly.
Maybe it's switched because I saw that before last week's game. So maybe it flipped. But he is, I mean, they're both fantastic against tight ends. Yeah, so it was a tough matchup for Freiermuth coming in, and he.
Okay.
I think he's a play. Is what I'm alluding to.
I wasn't trying to chop you off. I'm actually asking. Let's do this: Freiermuth, Tonyan, and Conklin. How do you rank those?
Tonyan, Freiermuth, Conklin.
Tonyan over all. Does this have something to do with our love for Tonyan preseason that you have to do this?
No. Yes. I just think that Tonyan is actually, I don't think he was fully healthy coming into the season. It's right. About a month into the season. He's getting his feet wet. He's getting more acclimated to being on the field. Last week was very good for how much A-Rod targeted him. Yeah. And I really do think that's going to continue. It could it have been with, he had some pieces missing, Lazard's hurt, all that kind of stuff. Sure. But again, we know with A-Rod, like he finds people that he trusts, and it's a proven thing that he trusts Tonyan. So the targets have to go somewhere, and I think they're going to start skewing a little bit more towards Tonyan.
Tonyan, Funyan. I go Freiermuth, Tonyan, and then Conklin, even though we both...
I get it.
Conklin, I feel like we're fading Conklin, and it feels bad because he has been nothing but great.
Nothing against him.
We need to see Zach Wilson. It is a purely like avoiding risk sort of.
You also have to understand too is they are on the Jets. They're on a historic rate in the amount of times their quarterback throws the ball in a season.
Like 180 more than any other quarterback if you extrapolate.
So is it going to continue with Zach Wilson? I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it.
What's the spread on this, you said?
3.5, Pittsburgh.
I'll take, give me the points here. I want Jets.
Jets plus 3. I don't hate that.
I want Jets.
Over under 41.5 is, they're saying it's going to be a 20-17 game.
That's what it looks like. That's why I think Brees is a great play here. I think it's lower than that, but we'll see. Let's go to the next one. Titans versus Colts. Interdivision matchup. Derrick Henry, my guy, looked good.
Finally.
Enough, dude. Are you locked in for against the Colts? Colts have a nice...
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. Tennessee is plus 3.5. Colts minus 3.5. Over under 43. Yeah, dude, you have to. If you took Derrick Henry, like, there's no way you're not playing him.
Yeah, and
Colts defense has not been good at all.
Their defensive line's very neutral, but against the run, but it should be a big Derrick Henry day because I expect this one to kind of be lower scoring as well. 43,
that's where it's at, which is saying that preseason would be wild. Everyone thought these two offenses would be pretty good. I know Tennessee took a knock for no A.J. Brown, but you would still think they'd be okay. Yeah, like, Willie's saying right now, Matt Ryan, he just looks old, dude. He looks old. He looks slow. He looks not confident in what he's doing. Could it be part learning a new offense this late in his career? Maybe. It doesn't look good, that offense. The bright spot to me is Michael Pittman. I
and
still
it will
think
continue being that way too.
100%. I mean, even though week 2 he got hurt, his first week he went off, and then last week he still, I think he had like 10 targets, maybe 7 catches, something around there. He didn't find the end zone, obviously. I think Pittman he's going to be really good this year. So go on.
There's 2 starters that you're just, as of right now, you're not benching. JT, Michael Pittman. And I have zero concerns about JT right now. And it's funny because Willie just said this. Titans offensive gets explosive as the year goes on, like how Henry turns up. Yes, he turns up in the month of October and November like any other. And JT kind of like smaller career, smaller sample size, has done
2 years.
Similar 2 years in a row has done similar things. He turns up later in the year. These defenses start wearing down. He starts going off. He did it his rookie year. Last year, he got off to a decent hot start, but he got better as the year went on. So I'm not worried about Jonathan Taylor. There was one more note you had in this game, so I know we're kind of bouncing back and forth on teams. Is Robert Woods starting to – where are you at with Robert Woods? And I'll tell you, you're interested.
I'm not playing him. But you need to roster him.
Yeah, I think rostering him is fine. We have seen there's a lot of good signs pointing to Treylon Burks being more involved. The offensive coordinator came out and said we need to get him the ball more. His route percentages jumped up week over week over week. So don't have him in your starting. You're not starting him. But he should be on a roster. If you see somebody dropping him, pick him up ASAP.
This could be the week.
This could be it.
Treylon.
It's just tough, man. It's tough to kind of go on the limb and do that when you haven't seen it.
The first 2 weeks were great signs. I mean, he was demanding the ball when he was on the field. He just was not on the field a lot. And I attribute that to a rookie coming into an offense. He's learning the offense. It's a complicated thing. We saw it with JJ, Justin Jefferson. His first 2 weeks when he started his rookie year, he didn't do much, barely on the field. Then he's on the field from week 3 on, and he's one of the best players in the league. I mean, you get these, they have to learn the offense first before they can be trusted playing 80% of the snaps.
He's going to be facing up a lot against Gilmore, dude. He's going to see him a lot.
Gilmore's old.
He's up there, but he's still a pretty good cornerback. I don't think this is the breakout week is all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not buying yet. I'm not buying.
What do you want to bet on this here? Let's say over 70 yards.
We got to get some receptions in there. You got to give me fantasy points because that's what we're discussing.
Okay, fantasy points. 15.
Yes, that would be a breakout in my eyes. Over 15.
14 and a half. So we
Okay, fine. And we'll talk about terms later.
It'll probably be terms.
Something for our dad bod cookout.
Some hot
dogs. Let's go to another divisional game. Some glizzies. The Commanders versus Cowboys.
Yeah.
You're worried about Washington, huh?
This week I am dude.
Against this team? Against the Cowboys?
Dude, their defensive line they're legit. I think they have the most sacks in the league. Dude, they're good. The defensive line is very, very good. Carson Wentz is not good against pressure. We've seen it throughout his career. So, yeah, I'm worried for everybody on this offense.
On Washington's offense?
Correct.
Why?
Did I not just address it?
It just doesn't make sense to me, man. They're always playing from behind. It's like they're throwing the ton. It's fun. It does make me wonder.
What did they do last week, Mario?
They all did great.
Carson Wentz had 1 point.
I'm not starting Wentz though, so I guess this is a little bit of a different. And I don't have Antonio Gibson. I would be starting him as again, kind of going back to the shitty situation. He is very inefficient.
I'm hardcore fade.
He's great. He's been great for fantasy though. He's like
Hardcore
running back
fade.
12, but like the wide receivers you're fading too. I get Dotson, but Curtis Samuel has been fine.
Okay,
great,
yeah.
In fact, and
I think
Terry Mack has been fine.
Yeah, he's going up against Diggs. T-Mac will be up against Diggs this week. That's a tough matchup. Curtis Samuel is playable. Yeah.
Diggs a tough matchup.
I think so.
I think he's good, like a great defensive player, but not necessarily a lockdown corner, like in the sense of he plays a lot of off. Like he plays off. That's why he's so good at getting interceptions.
Do you think that
this one hits near and dear because I have Curtis Samuel and T-Mac starting this week?
Well, there you go. Do you think the Cowboys offense is good enough to put up enough points where they feel forced to just throw the ball every play? Because I don't think Gibson will get any yards on the ground.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I think this is the best point that you've made in this conversation.
I don't think the Cowboys offense is going to put up 40 points.
Yeah, where Washington is throwing the ball 45, 50 times a game. Yeah, that's the best point you've made in this whole conversation. I don't know. Cooper Rush has looked fine. He's actually, it's funny because he is somebody that I texted my dad back in, I don't freaking know, February, saying we need to get this guy. He was under contract. They cut him. I was like, still, can we get this guy? We didn't. He ended up back in Dallas. I think he is a very efficient quarterback. It's not something that you really want as a fantasy player. It's not something that you really are starting in fantasy from him, and you're kind of like, oh, I don't know how these guys are going to do.
He'll do 250 yards and a touchdown.
It's very, that's
what it's going to be. But
and
man, it's not great for fantasy for anybody besides, CD had a very nice day.
And it could be that way a lot.
Yes.
But it could also have some down weeks.
Noah
Brown looked good in week 2, and he looked decent this.
Yeah. He looked good. This week.
Tony Pollard looks great. They need to get him the ball more, and you're starting to feel this sort of shift, not necessarily with it. The sentiment it's seeming like it's starting to shift. Like we need to feed this dude the ball more, and like actually feeling that way.
He is for sure. When he touches the ball, you see it. Like,
yes,
the guy's electric.
And if you don't have Dak,
I think we're gonna see a very firm 50-50 moving forward throughout the season. I don't think Pollard's going to get 80% of the snaps. I don't see that
ever. Not with
but
Zeke
I don't
there.
think Zeke's going to have 80% of the snaps. I think it's going to be very, very close to a 50-50, which is good for Pollard because he's still going to get some
bad for Zeke.
Bad for Zeke because Pollard's going to demand the pass work, even though it was weird, the statistics with route participation, stuff like that. Zeke ran like 60% of the routes. But I think, I could be wrong, I don't know exactly how they identify a route. I think a lot of Zeke's routes were him in the backfield blocking. Nobody was coming through on a blitz, and he kind of leaked out because I saw that a lot.
Yeah,
where he was standing there ready to block if somebody was coming through, nobody was coming through, and then he just leaked out to the side. That's probably considered a route for them, which that would make sense for 60%. But they were using Pollard in different ways. They had him, flanked out in the slot, and they had him doing those orb, motions and stuff like that, where they're trying to find creative ways to get the guy the ball. And if they're not finding, he needs to be on the field because he's also creating mismatches for other players. Like when they're moving him around pre-snap, you're seeing people pay attention to him, which opened up CeeDee Lamb on that huge play where he got tackled at the 1. It was all because they motioned Tony Pollard out, and then that drew some coverage up where CD could leak out behind him. So the more that happens and the more a defense pays attention to Tony Pollard, the more the guy's going to be on the field. So yeah, I'm buying Pollard.
Yeah, the good part about buying Pollard, as you said, is there's a few things here. The week 1 stench. Somebody tweeted about this. Why does week 1 hold so much weight in how we value a player? It does. I don't know why it does. He faced up against Tampa Bay, has a great defensive line, went 6 for 8, 2 for 14, 4.2 fantasy points. The past 2 weeks, which, if I'm not mistaken, has been all Cooper Rush. Maybe week 2 was maybe when Dak got hurt. I can't remember if it was week 1 or week 2 now. I think it might have been.
I think he got hurt week 1.
Yeah. So the last 2 weeks, he's been 22 for 148 and 4 receptions for 55 yards. Last week did not have a reception. The dude's been good. That's 30 fantasy points right there. And a TD, rushing TD in week 2. If you can buy him low, do it. I think he makes a great flex, especially in this matchup, because they had a very neutral, positive game script against the Giants. They're likely going to have a neutral, positive game script against Washington. As bad as their defense has been, he would be in my lineup anywhere I have him. I'm not necessarily saying it's going to be a boom week, but it should be an easy 13 to 17 points with what we're expecting out of this game.
I agree.
Did we talk about the Commanders? Are you fading on the wide receivers this week? Both of them, Curtis Samuel and Terry McLaurin. And
if I have them, I'll probably play them.
Okay.
Unless I have other options. It's a weird year, dude, because a lot of those mid-round receivers that you got, like the Elijah Moore, Darnell Mooney, DJ Moore, like those players, they're not doing anything.
Yeah, I'm playing T-Mac and Curtis Samuel over all of them. Every single one you just need.
And then you're going to play them like Samuel and T-Mac because they've been good so far this season.
They have.
You're playing them over like the Greg Dortches and like those players. So I think it's a hard place to not play. Like you have to have a really stacked wide receiver room to not play them, at least flexing them.
There's always the concern that this Curtis Samuel fun ride that we've been on is just going to kind of fall 100%. Off the wagon. But I mean, they've been manufacturing touches for him. Like he's the poor man's Debo 2021. Let's go over to the Cardinals Panthers. Wait, what was the spread on Commanders Cowboys?
What did I say? 3.5.
Cowboys were the Commanders are getting points.
Dallas -3.
I'm taking
Dallas.
Yeah, you have to. Like you want, like there's that little chance that Commanders can just go berserk, but I really think this is going to be
this is the over under on this is 41.5, and I feel confident playing the over.
I think I would feel confident in playing the over on this as well. Like these two teams like to score. Yeah. Cardinals Panthers 4:00 game. Let's go to some offensive players on the cards.
Wow. -1.5 Panthers.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, that's a trap, dude. To me, that's a trap. So when I see that, right?
The Panthers are the favorites?
Dude, whenever I see a line like this, okay. No. Yeah.
-1.
Panthers are the favorite, -1.5. So when I see a line like this, okay, where it's clearly like there's no fucking way. I have to take the Cardinals. I instantly go, okay, I'm going to take the Panthers.
Why?
There's a reason the line is like this.
No, I just took the Cards in our survivor pool, and I'm not switching.
Okay, I'm just telling you, dude. When there's a line like this is Vegas trying to get people to bet on the Cardinals.
If CMC's not playing, you're saying you're going to still take because it's almost even. You're going to take the Panthers? No freaking way. No way.
It's a weird line. That's all I'm saying. It's a weird line. And usually when there's a weird line, something happens.
All right, going back to the Cards. Offensively, Rondale Moore is back. James Conner has been horrific. Kyler Murray has turned up every fourth quarter. Been fine for fantasy for that reason. I want to ask the hard-hitting ones here. So, you're clearly starting Hollywood. He's been great. Had a great week 3. Kyler's definitely starting. No discussion on either of those players. The discussion comes, Connor, is he still in your lineup? Is Dortch going to be in your lineup with Rondale Moore back? Is Rondale Moore in your lineup? Those are the 3 I want you to touch on.
Dortch, okay, so here's
Dortch has been good.
Here's my thought process on
it's
this.
Real quick. I'm sorry. Dortch has been good, but there's also this like you ever see In Time with Justin Timberlake? Here's Dortch's time. It's just running low. And it's not even Rondale Moore. It's the DeAndre Hopkins making it.
Yeah. Who have the Panthers played? What I will say, the Panthers have given up very little to wide receiver 1 this year. Very little. Amari Cooper did nothing. Michael Thomas did not a lot. Sterling Shepard didn't do that much. Marquise Brown's interesting. Like, he scares me.
J.C. Horn.
Yeah, he scares me this week a little bit. But what they do give up a lot of points to the wide receiver 2 on the team. Donovan Peoples-Jones had a very nice day. Chris Olave had a very nice day. Like,
the left side.
They give up some points to the wide receiver 2. So Dortch might be a great play this week.
Well,
what I'll say.
Dortch runs a lot out of the slot. 89% out of the slot.
I think Olave is in the slot a lot too.
Which it shows that their slot defense isn't bad. It shows Hollywood runs out 75% out of the left, which I don't know if they switch this, but J.C. Horn and Dante Jackson, 31%. So Dante's usually on the right side, so you're probably right. So if he's Hollywood, will probably see a lot of J.C. Horn in this game. Dortch against this slot cornerback doesn't have the best matchup.
So who's running out of the right for?
It shows Andy Isabella right now, and this could all kind of shift with Rondale Moore. I think Rondale Moore usually runs the slot, but it doesn't have any data for this season, and I don't think I have the data for last.
Yeah, I still think Dortch could be a great play because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's kind of in the similar mold of a Chris Olave. Kind of smaller, quick, deep field down threat, that kind of player. So he could have a good day, which the safeties are probably pretty prone from what I've seen to a deep ball over the top. Zach Ertz is another one that I'm nervous about because the Panthers have only given up 8 receptions to all of the tight ends that they've played this year. So it's
not a good matchup.
Not great.
Yeah. Let's that's a great insight. Let's go to Panthers on the other side.
Nobody.
Is it nobody?
I mean, if
it's not
out.
So DJ Moore is officially on your bench because he's on mine. Yeah.
He's on my bench. I mean, I have him.
It's Baker.
Yeah. He had a couple tough matchups the first few weeks. I'll give him that. But Baker is the death of the wide receiver on his team. We've seen it. Like we've seen it over and over again.
I was playing the alarms or sounding the alarms preseason.
Yeah, dude.
But I didn't think it would look like this. He does have a better matchup this week.
I really didn't think it was going to be so. And he targeted DJ Moore a good amount last week. Like they were trying to get DJ Moore the ball, and they still couldn't do it. Like on even missing. Easy, like 5-yard outs where he's got 5 yards from him and the next defender. Like I rewatched that game, and it was brutal. It was brutal for DJ Moore. Like he was open, and just it was either sailed over his head or thrown into the ground. And it's not. I don't want to say it's all Baker's fault. Like we've seen this a lot with Baker, but dude, this offensive line has not given him any time to throw the ball. Anytime. Like he couldn't do it with one of the best offensive lines in the game.
Yeah.
And now he's got a subpar
wide receivers.
And now he's got a subpar offensive line. So it's even worse than like where we were at last season.
I want to say I'm leaving him on
bench. He's due.
If it's this week, like this secondary is bad. That's a great line. Willie just said Jacoby is playing better than Baker, and he's the backup. Jacoby has been playing better than half the league's QBs, maybe even more. He's looked so good the last 2 weeks. He has looked so good.
We don't need to talk about it, but
what's the spread here?
1.5.
Oh yeah,
Panthers minus 1.5.
It's his cards easy for me. I don't think CMC plays though.
Yeah, All I'll say is
take what you just said. No, you gotta pick one.
It's fishy, dude.
So what is it? What is it going to be? If you were betting right now, what do you bet?
If I had a gun to my head, I would say Cardinals. But like this is something. This is all I'm saying.
It's our trap. All right, Pats versus Packers, the other survivor team for myself. I picked the Packers this week. Just to
Packers minus 9.5.
How? Oh, wow. I don't have to play against the spread in Survivor, obviously. So I gotta go. I think I go Pats on this. I'm just gonna say that up front before I forget.
Okay. Who are you going?
I take the Pats and the points. I think Packers win.
I do too. I don't. You never really see the Patriots get blown out.
No, they did lose, I think, by 13 week 1 to Miami. But man, Packers are prone to kind of these sort of games aren't that easy for Aaron
They
Rodgers.
muck it up.
They always do. Mac Jones, I thought was a lock to be out this game. I thought there was no question. It's kind of still up in the air. I don't expect him to play.
He's not playing.
I mean, he's not on your starting lineup. Damian Harris, Ramondre, are you playing both of them? Right now, I have Ramondre on my bench.
I don't know, dude. Ramondre looked very good last week against the Ravens, which isn't a bad defense. Damian Harris he's just steady, dude. He's steady Eddie. Like, and in this again, this landscape of shit running backs that we've had all year. If you can pick on 10 to 15 points a game from your RB2, it's tough to not bank on that.
It is. I have some pretty good running backs in the league that I do have them on the bench, but I mean, I want to see it.
Like, are you playing him or Breece Hall?
Breece. I mean,
him or James Conner?
It's him.
Right? Okay.
He's him.
Him or Ezekiel Elliott?
Probably him. It's not like Packers have been that good to the run. Like him.
Him or Antonio Gibson?
Him, because I think I don't think Gibson has a big day because he gets 13 carries and no reception. So Ramondre again.
I think it's going to be like if Mac Jones is not playing, you're going to see a heavy dose of both of them.
It's a fair point. It just goes out the window if this game goes 14-0. It really does. Don't matter who the QB is. It goes out the window.
Do you think it's going to get to 14-0? It's not like Green Bay's offenses look prolific.
It could. It could.
Yeah, I think the Patriots defense is good enough. Like they play. I mean, granted, like Ravens put up 39 points last week. For the majority of the game, though, they held them in check. For the majority of that game, and that is a very, very unique offense to try to slow down. So you got Lamar, you got Mark Andrews, you got it's a lot to work with. And then the offense wasn't helping them out, keeping the defense off the field. So
I have a question that came in. Because it pretty much comes down to this, because it's more of a question. It's saying, do I leave these Bengals in? The question becomes, would you start this week Joe Mixon or would you start Dameon Pierce this week?
Mixon.
Yes, leave those Bengals in. The other one was obviously, not obviously, Jamar Chase. But
yeah, I think you still ride with Mixon. He hasn't been terrible.
He hasn't been great.
He has not been great, but who's been
bold
great?
Call would tell me to say Dameon Pierce this week specifically, because I don't know how much the running backs are going to be involved tonight. Anyways, sorry to derail us there.
You did.
So I like Ramondre a little bit more than I expected after you asked me all of those. I'm not putting in any of the Pats receiver. Are you? None of them. Not Jacoby, not Devontae, none of them. This is similar to the Jets conundrum. Like,
who do you think they play? Do you think they play Brian Hoyer?
Yeah, I think so. I don't really, dude. It's funny because I just don't care. I don't know if Brian Hoyer's any better than Zappy or whatever his last name is.
I would love for them to play Zappy and him be the next, like, that's such a Patriots thing.
Everyone keeps saying that, and it's just so like mind blowing to me. Like, what's the Patriots thing? Is it because we saw Matt Castle do it for a year, and then we also saw Tom Brady do it? Is that it?
Yes.
The two in 20 years now.
What about what's the one dude?
Because Jimmy Garoppolo didn't look good.
Matt Flynn.
Brissett didn't look good. Flynn had one good game,
and then he gets paid.
Yeah, it was a dumb. Green Bay's an idiot.
Paid.
So, like, I just, everyone keeps saying that, and I expect nothing. It's not the same Pats anymore. It's not, like, if this was the same Pats, wouldn't Mac Jones already be doing this? Like, it's just not. It's not the same. Cam Newton couldn't do it. Again, washed up. I get it. Yeah. But what's Hoyer?
Cam Newton
what's
couldn't throw but Cam Newton couldn't throw the ball.
What are these? Hoyer's like, it was a terrible stat line. I think he's like 1 in 13, or it was something bad. So I don't want any of these QBs. I've seen him getting picked up like crazy in some of these dynasties, super flex leagues. I'm like, it blows my mind.
Why? All right. If you have an open slot, like, fuck it.
For what?
If he comes on, like, say all right, just hear me out.
This
right?
is such a long shot, dude.
Just hear me out. The dude has a high ankle sprain, which Mac Jones, there's reports that he's telling the team that he doesn't want to come back quickly. They're saying that Mac Jones personally has told them, like, Bill Belichick and the Patriots want him to come back within 1 to 2 weeks. He's saying he wants more like 6. Okay. If Zappy comes in and just say he lights it up for 4 weeks in a row.
He looks like Mac Jones' brother.
He lights it up for 4 weeks in a row.
In a picture.
You know somebody's going to trade for him.
His name is Bailey. Bailey's happy. No,
somebody's going to trade for it. Somebody's going to trade for Cooper Rush this year.
It's creepy how much he looks like Mac Jones.
That's all I'm saying, dude. We've seen crazier things.
I haven't seen crazier than how much he looks like Mac Jones.
And Cooper Rush truly looks like Andrew Cooper.
Really?
It's crazy, dude.
I don't see that one. Did he say something about that?
I pull it up. Pull a picture of him.
There's Mac Jones, or Bailey's happy.
Dude, he looks just like his twin.
It looks just like Mac Jones.
Pull up. All right, now pull up Cooper Rush.
Rush right fix. I don't see this.
What?
I don't. Okay. I've seen Cooper Rush. I didn't see this.
Move on.
All right.
Thanks for shitting on my fucking parade, dude.
Sorry. I didn't mean to. All right. So I have not started any of these wide receivers. I think it's a waste of roster spot to pick up any of these quarterbacks.
I think you're a waste.
Let's go to Packer side. AJ Dillon, Aaron Jones have a tough matchup this week. Tough. You're not benching. Most likely, you're not benching them. We did just get asked a question. I might bench
Dillon.
Yeah, we did just get asked a question, Brees or Dillon, and it was easy Brees for both of us. Actually, I think you said it was a little tough. But, I mean, it was funny. We both, without even talking through it, we both picked Brees.
Yeah, I think Dillon has not been good this year. He hasn't. He's averaging 46 yards a game on 3.5 yards per carry, 1 touchdown, which he was supposed to be the touchdown fucking monster. And
I'm dropped like 8 F-bombs this episode.
Well, you know, I'm hopped up. I've been zinning. I've been drinking. I'm just ready for the game. I haven't eaten. I told you I've been looking at food for the past hour. Like, I'm ready to eat.
So you're antsy. You're just antsy.
I gotta piss. Let's go.
Well, all right. Dobbs the real thing here. Did he just earn his start for you on your fantasy team?
I think I need to see it one more week.
Yeah.
I would love to see it one more week. Because it could have just been like, you know, he had to throw it to somebody. Dobbs was the guy.
Yeah. All right. I don't have much of an opinion on it. I did try to trade for Dobbs.
I know you did. Tunyon, though, I like. We've talked about him.
Yeah.
I think Tunyon, I think moving forward, Tunyon could be like a playable tight end every week.
I do. If I had to pick, and it kind of sounds crazy, if I had to pick a pass catcher on this offense, this week, it's Tunyon for me as well.
Tunyon. I agree.
Tunyon week. Broncos versus Raiders. What's the line here?
Vegas -2.5.
Wow.
No respect for the Broncos.
None. And Raiders are 0-3.
They got to win at some point.
I'm going Broncos.
I'm going Raiders.
Okay.
Broncos suck, dude.
It's a lot of new pieces. Give them time. They're rookie. They're a collective rookie group. I don't know about that. Russ is so corny, but like
Did you see that Subway commercial?
That's old. Do you know that's old? That's from February.
That's so gross, dude.
I love the Subway commercial with the Joker background. I was losing it. Did you see that? Barstool posted it, dude. They put him with like the Joker background, and it's like to make him look like the Joker. I'll send it to you after this. It's freaking great because it's creepy.
There's a couple good Barstool ones with that.
Cortland's been great.
Yes,
Cortland has been good. Judy's been bad the past 2 weeks since he hurt himself. The thing is, I'm playing both of these guys this week. The Raiders defense is bad.
Yeah, they suck.
They suck. I play both of them. Javonte, where you drafted him, you can't bench him.
If they don't get on track this game, like Tennessee just got on track. Like if they don't get on track this game, I'm super worried.
Russ is probably on your bench. I think he's on mine.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think that's too crazy to say. Jared Goff or Russ this week?
Goff.
Tua or Russ?
Tua, easily.
Kirk Cousins or Russ?
Who are they playing?
I could just look at it. I think that would probably be the easier approach, right?
You look that up. I'm gonna hit
Saints.
You talk. We're
almost done. We're almost done.
I'm dancing over here, dude.
You're gonna have to dance a little bit longer.
All right, hurry up.
All right. So the Raiders. You got Derek Carr. Is Mac Hollins a thing?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe in deep leagues, like 16 teamers. Sure, I'm cool with playing them, but like 12 teamer, no.
Yeah, I think it's got to be deep. I'm not even rostering him. I think Hunter Renfrow gets back on pace. He's not in my starting lineup. Obviously, Devontae is, and Josh Jacobs is in your starting lineup as well this week.
Yes.
If you really have to go, I'll talk about the Chiefs and Buccaneers if you give me the spread.
Pick them.
All right. I was waiting for the spread. What do you mean pick them? What are you saying? You didn't give me the spread. Oh my gosh. So on the Chiefs against the Buccaneers is a scary matchup. If you have options to avoid playing Juju, you should have better options in playing MVS or Mecole Hardman. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been great for fantasy, has been horrific Trent Richardson like for the NFL purposes. I don't want to get as crazy to say that Patty Mahomes could be a bench this week, but there are situations where if you have two really good QBs, I could see you starting him over Patty Mahomes. If we flip over to the Buccaneers side, Mike Evans is back. Chris Godwin's maybe back. Julio Jones might be back. There's a lot of players that are coming back this week on Tampa Bay. Hey, so I just said for Kansas City, if you had it would have to be a pretty good quarterback. I'm trying to think of a name. Patty Mahomes might be a bench for me this week. It would have to be a good quarterback.
Dude, he hasn't been great.
I mean, the first 2 weeks he was good, wasn't he?
Yeah.
First 35, 17, 17.
Yeah, 17-17 isn't great.
This Tampa Bay defense is insane.
They've been insane. So yeah, who are you gonna play over him though?
I don't
know. Realistically, if you have Patty Mahomes.
I was trying to the only person you can realistically say is Tua or Wentz probably. And I'm not doing it with Wentz.
Patty. I'm still playing Patty.
I may consider it with Miami because I think this game's a huge scoring. So if you had Tua, I would consider it.
You have to consider though that he's coming. Has a rib injury, ankle injury, and he clearly had a concussion.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll keep it with Patty. You're right. Tampa Bay side, Tom Brady. You need food, dude.
I'm hangry.
Yeah. The big Tom Brady getting his receivers back. Do you plug him in this week?
Do I plug in who? Tom Brady?
Yeah, he's been bad.
He's been terrible, but
for fantasy.
Yes. Is Godwin back?
It's maybe, and so is Julio, I think. Mike Evans is for sure back.
Yes, Mike Evans is back. Yeah, I'm playing him.
If Godwin's back, if either of those guys are back, that's probably the better question. If it's only Evans, are you playing him? There's a lot of guys you can play over Tom right now.
Yeah, but okay, let's dissect this. If you have Tom Brady,
Trevor Lawrence,
who is your other quarterback?
Trevor Lawrence, Jared Goff, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins.
T-Law's been nice. I'll tell you. He's been decent. I mean, every week he's been better.
Marcus Mariota. Like, there's a lot of options that you go if he doesn't have his pass catchers.
Did you just say Mariota? You're coming around, huh?
No, not at all.
Yeah, you are.
Mm-mm.
I mean, if you're talking that, then you're really out.
Until he gets his pass catchers, yeah.
Well, Mike Evans is back. So, he's for sure back.
Yes. It still hasn't been great with Mikey E. Let me see. New Orleans, he had 9.4.
Well, okay.
That was he had Mikey E a lot there, but he was also going against Lattimore, so I didn't expect much.
Lattimore matches up very well with Mike Evans. Every time it's a tough game for Evans.
I mean, the points that should be made here is maybe that I'm mistaking is he went against Dallas, New Orleans, Green Bay. All three have good secondaries.
Mm-hmm. It's fair.
Kansas City secondary has been way better than I expected, though.
They have been. The defense as a whole has been a little better. I'm still going to play him. I'm still going to play him.
Obviously, Mikey E is in there. Russell Gage, does he make your flex this week?
Depends if Godwin plays.
Yeah.
No Godwin. Julio? I think he's flexible.
Is he? Would you? Okay, list them without Godwin. Julio. Well, I guess not list them. Well, actually, list them. Julio, Gage, Cole Beasley.
Gage, Julio, Beasley.
I go Julio first.
I don't.
But I think Beasley's a sneaky pickup.
I was talking about this with maybe you, or maybe it was Alex and House. I think that they're truly going to use Julio as Rob Gronkowski, which is good for him, but I think it's going to take him some time to get used to it.
Yeah, he's never been a big TD guy. So, I would love that, but
I think it's going to take him some time to get used to. He might be valuable, on your playoff push, but I think he's got to learn that sort of, running snaps from the slot. Seams down the middle of the field as opposed to, what he was used to in Atlanta.
You're saying Tommy is nurturing him?
I think the coaching staff, but... Yeah. I think he's just got to get used to it because I truly believe that's why they brought him in.
Let's go to the last one because we're running out of time here. Monday Night Football, Rams versus 49ers. Actually, we didn't take – who did you take on that game, Chiefs versus Buccaneers, because you never gave me the spread?
I said it was pick 'em.
Pick 'em?
Pick 'em means even.
How am I supposed to know this?
Sorry, dude. You don't know the lingo. I apologize.
Said pick 'em. I was like, you just left me.
Pick 'em means it's an even line.
I go Buccaneers.
I go Bucks at home, but they're playing neutrals. That's an interesting kind of wrinkle, right? They're playing in Minnesota.
I think they will be. Yes, if it wasn't confirmed. So I didn't ever see it confirmed.
That is a wrinkle. That would help Kansas City.
Yeah, because your boy Dome Mahomes is going to be back. That's your guy. You promised me the world when he's in the Dome.
I did, didn't I?
Yes.
You remember that?
You used to say it all the time. Rams versus 49ers is our Monday night game. This is going to be one of those sneaky I'm so pumped for this game, and it's going to be 11-16.
Yep.
Yeah.
San Fran -1.5. Over under 42.
Okay, so they got it low, and San Fran is -1.5.
All these games are low this week. It's fucking wild.
I'm taking the Rams with points. Allen Robinson.
Cleveland? Hold on. Give me 1 second. If this is true, I'm okay. The Bills Ravens have the highest at 51.
Yeah.
Tonight's game is second highest at 49. And then the rest are like usually you get a few 50s.
They've been low, dude. It sucks.
Yeah, it's weird.
Now I can't think of what I was saying. Oh, Allen Robinson has been horrific. Obviously, Cooper Kupp is locked and loaded as Matthew Stafford's guys. Even this I don't know his name. Ben Scrotum. I don't know.
Scrotum.
What are you doing with Allen Robinson? He's easily on your bench at this point, right? Like he's almost droppable.
Yeah, I think he's getting there.
He's getting there. The only reason you're holding out hope is McVay, because Stafford has sucked. A-Rob has sucked. Like it's just been bad. So you're holding out hope with McVay. Cam Akers dominated more of the rushing work last week. That was a weird twist. Honestly, if I had the choice, dude, I'm benching both these guys, Akers and Darrell Henderson.
Yeah,
especially against this defense.
I agree with that.
So flipping over to 49ers, Debo, Kittle, Ayuk against the LA defense.
Are you playing Ayuk? To you? Well, I'll tell you what, dude. This secondary has been garbage.
It has been bad.
Terrible. Yeah. So I'm not afraid to play either of them.
Ayuk is going to be a desperate play for me. Like I have him on my bench over guys like
Dortch.
I don't want to say desperate. I'd probably go Ayuk because I'm nervous about Rondale. I do have Ayuk in my starting lineup though. We started him over Allen Robinson.
What about Elijah Moore?
Ayuk. Darnell Mooney, Ayuk.
DJ Moore.
Ayuk.
That's where we're at.
Yeah. Jeff Wilson's been good. Not amazing for fantasy. Consistent. Runs well.
Yeah, he's a must play, I think.
He's a must play.
With how bad the running backs have been.
He should be your RB2 easily.
Yeah.
Even against this Rams defense, which their defensive front hasn't been amazing.
It's been weird, man.
It's going to switch now. Some of it's going to switch. I think that's it, man. That was we kind of banged those last two out quick, but they were very much it's easier.
Yeah. Do you want to do a parlay?
What are we doing?
I could show you. Let me share my screen.
You should be able to just remove mine. Game started. We need to watch some football.
Make sure I don't have any. All right.
Hayden Hurst catch for 19 yards. T. Higgins 10. Jamar Chase 8.
Okay. Let's put a 4-teamer in real quick. Okay.
All right.
We can do straight bets or we can do with the line. Okay.
Okay.
What games do you like? We talked about a few of them.
Yeah, I think
you like Arizona.
I like Arizona a lot.
Browns -1.
I think Browns are a good one.
Okay. So we'll take Brownies -1. We said Arizona.
Gambling Cats.
All right, Arizona. Do you think they win outright?
Yes.
So we'll take them straight. Okay.
Why? They only have 1 point spread there.
Yeah, but you get better. Okay, so they're +1.5. So if you think they're gonna win, you get
you get better if you take them out.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, you get a better odds. Okay.
If you take the underdog.
So let's do.
I think Cleveland wins out, but they're the overdog.
Yeah, so we'll take them -1.
Okay.
Especially with one like a line at 1, you just want to play that if you're gonna think they're gonna win. Detroit -4. I think that's up in the air. Let's not play that.
No, I don't want to play that one either. Buffalo. No, Baltimore's been fire.
Giants -3 against the Bears.
Scroll down a little bit more.
So we got Cleveland, Denver, Vegas. 2.
Denver is one that I would take.
Straight?
They got +2. So if you want to do straight, yeah, I would take them straight.
Let's get wild. This is for shits and gigs. Kansas City, Tampa. You want to take Tampa straight?
Let's do it.
Okay.
What can we win here? $1 million?
So we're going to do a parlay. So they all have to hit. Okay.
All right.
We'll do 10. 10 for 158.
Woo-wee.
Okay. We in?
Lock it
We're
in.
We are confirmed.
I hate having to wait till Sunday to realize
this was
especially
very illegal to do online, so we will keep that. No. We're good.
Oh my gosh.
We're good.
Get us out of here. I'm not even
playing
playing
that
the
funky
outro.
music. Play that funky music.
All right. Close us out then.
You want me to close this out?
I'll tell you when you cut out.
Let me hear the beat first. Go check out this Thursday night game because it's going to be a banger. Hopefully.
It's on right now.
I'm Rob. This is Mario. You got to check us out on Twitter, DadBod Fantasy Squad. Check us out, or DadBodFS. Check us out on YouTube, Twitch. We are on Spotify, Apple iTunes. Mario?
All the major streaming platforms, dude.
There he is. That's my guy. I'm Rob. This is Mario. Go enjoy this game, everybody. Peace.